Hello and welcome. In this video we will talk about starting a jewelry business and the few advice that will help you grow a helpful mindset in order to do this, because I feel like this is a very important step. Here are a few advice that I wish I had received when I was starting this out. So advice number one: if you do not have full 100% support from all your friends and family, which is basically impossible, if that is the case for you, then probably you will hear a lot of talks about reality. So think about this. Many scientists that dedicated their lives to studying social sciences have concluded that perception is reality, which means that basically we as human beings are too narrow-minded, considering we use so little of our brains. We are too narrow-minded to understand the complexity of reality, which is why we have our own little version of reality filtered by our own situation, which makes reality subjective in a way. So whenever somebody gives you the reality talk, keep in mind the fact that this is their reality and probably this is the advice they received, and that is what helped them become better and maybe focus better on a certain goal they had to achieve. So maybe it has absolutely nothing to do with you, and this is just something that they feel like it was a good advice when they received it and it helped them. Chances are high that you will feel a little hurt about this reality talk, because a lot of people, especially close to you, will tell you that you have to wake up, that this is not a way to live. Being an artist is a hobby, which is the case for a lot of people. But there are also a lot of people who make a lot of money from being an artist. They find ways. So wherever there's a will, there's a way, right? It's just that you have to take into consideration the fact that whenever they're talking to you about reality, this is their own version of it, and this is what helped them. So do your best not to listen. Do your best also not to show that you're not listening, and just do not try to explain to them what you feel. Do not try to justify your actions. It might be so that this has nothing to do with you. My advice is you should tell them, thank you for this. This is something very important that I will take into consideration. I feel like this would be the best reaction, and do your best not to speak a lot about this, because I feel that in the beginning especially, we need to build a little armor around ourselves, which means that we need something like our own set of filters that will not let anything pass through and hit us directly in the face. Just put them in a little place, study them a little bit, see what they've told you, and see if there is something that shines in there, something that you could make a beautiful jewelry piece out of. But if not, if those things are just like little guns or little knives that are draining your life, maybe you should get rid of those in a most healthy way. Give them to nature or whatever. But you should not ignore them. Just understand that they are probably not related to you. So this is my first advice. I feel like an armor is something that you should build, because this is not an easy road. This is not something that is easy to do. This is not something that everybody can do. It takes a lot of determination and it takes a lot of flexibility, which brings me to advice number two, which is also very important, because in everyday life, everything that is brittle breaks easily, right? So whenever there's a lot of tension somewhere, that tension will create cracks in the end. So if you're doing this like this, it is probably better to find a way to relax yourself and find a way to do it in a more magical way if possible. Do some workouts in the morning, do something that relaxes, practice a few things. I practice Qigong a lot, and it helps me very much understand the boundaries between the world and myself, and the way that I can intercept things, and the power I have to clean myself and get rid of all the things I do not need. This is something that I do, but you could also do other things. I also dance a lot. It's also something that helps me release a lot of tension and a lot of build up, a lot of stress, basically, because this gets a little stressy. So think about that too and find ways. First of all, you have to realize that being a jeweler is something that is best to do from a place of relaxation. A lot of artists say that metal speaks to them, which is something that I don't really understand because I cannot hear the metal. But if I'm in a place where I'm very relaxed, I can feel like I am sensing better, like where the metal is going to go. I can understand its next movement in a way. So I do feel that a lot of times when you go into your workshop, it's best to be as relaxed as possible. So do a lot of things on scrap pieces of metal first. Copper is very cheap. Brass is also quite cheap. They do solder in different ways, but more or less, it will help you be more relaxed when it comes to the final piece that will be from a more precious type of metal. This is also something important. And now, my last piece of the advice of this video is to make yourself a big ass birthday gift list. And whenever you have a birthday coming up, or whenever there's anything that might imply you will receive a gift, think about this in advance. I'm not saying to try and to be subtle about it. I'm not advising you to be subtle about this at all. Being subtle most times will not get you the gift you want. So this is why I'm telling you to directly tell your friends and family, this is what I need. When my birthday is coming up, I want you to buy me this, please. As weird as that sounds, there will be a lot of investments in the beginning, and there will be a lot of tools that you will need, and some of them will help you save a lot of time, which is very precious. It is far more precious, in my opinion, than any blouse or any perfume you could ever receive, which is why I feel like it is best to tell your family before. I myself love whenever I receive cash. This is my favorite type of present. This is something you can also do. Tell people, I love to receive cash, so I can spend it however I want. But if they are more in the wrapping presents kind of vibe, you can tell them directly, give them links, and also think of their budget. My advice is this: think of the presents they bought to you in the past, and do try and think, what is the budget? And whenever you want to tell them to buy you a present, I feel like you should take that budget into consideration. Do not ask too much of them, but tell them, this is what I would like to receive as my birthday gift. Or I want to receive cash, which is also gorgeous, right? Because there is a lot of investment in the beginning. You will need so many tools. Obviously, you will buy yourself the tools that you will need for the first project, the one that will make you money, blah, 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 okay? You will have those tools. But apart from those tools, there are so many that could simplify your life. And I feel like time is money. And if you simplify your workflow, you will have a lot of more money. So maybe you could combine the two, and whenever you receive a reality talk, you could tell them, I feel like the reason I'm not getting so much money is because I don't have this tool or that tool. Try it out, see what works. Be creative about this too. You will need a lot of resources, so spread your wings and put some pockets in those wings, you know what I'm saying? Thank you so much for staying with me until the end. I will do my best in the videos to come to give as many free advice as I possibly can, but there will also be some paid advice, which I will also do my best to make as cheap as possible. So thank you very much for this, and see you on the next one.